Floyd Sr. A few minutes ago, there someone said to you, you was the best trainer in the game. You said, "Ain't no diggity, ain't no doubt." What makes you so unique as a trainer? What separates you?
What separates me from all people? Everybody trying to copy me, and I'm not a copy. I'm not one to be copied. You know, I'm just saying that everybody try. I'm not gonna say everybody. I'm gonna say a lot of people try to copy me, and they can't seem to get it together.
Now, how did you first get into boxing? Where did your love and passion from boxing come from?
My passion, believe it or not, my passion been for boxing since I was in grade school.
Okay.
I mean, really, that's where my passion started. We used to be about who was the best fighter, the second best, third best. That's when we did it back then in school. And best in the sixth grade, who was the best in the fifth grade. That's where all this stuff started. But you know, I just kept on fighting in school, but I was always fast anyway. I was always fast, and I wanted to go to school. Matter of fact, when I first went to the Golden Gloves to get in the Golden Gloves, you know, I went there. I lied to them. I told them I was 16 years old. I was 15. They found out about it, and they kicked me out. They kicked me out the Golden Gloves and told me if I ever do that again, that I couldn't never fight the Golden Gloves again. Then next year I turned 16. I went to the Golden Gloves. I took run-up in the states.
Okay.
Then the next year I took run-up in the state again. Then we had this one guy that used to win over everybody, and they took the fight from me. That year I took run-up in the city. See, I took run-up in the state 3 times before I really got a break, and then I got run-up in the city.
Right.
And then I won the state 2 times in a row. Then I went to the National Golden Glove and took run-up in the National, which I can show you the article of that, where it said that a very unpopular decision for the guy only had about 12, 13 fights, and the guy I fought had 300 and some fights, and I really beat him. They just called it, well, you know, just like they said. As a matter of fact, I always had bad hands. My hands hurt now, but I'm just saying I always had bad hands. I had a bad hand when I was fighting them too as well. You know?
When you made your pro debut and you were a professional fighter and that was your career, what were those times like for you? Like, what do you remember most about those days?
I remember receiving very, very low pay. I was getting, you fight, man, you know, you get, if you would have got $500, man, you've been doing something good, you know. But back then, man, you got about $300 for a 4-rounder, 6-rounder. Sometimes you might get 6, you know, something like that. You know, and sometimes, you know, you might get $600 fighting a 6-rounder.
Yeah.
It still depends on where you was.
Now, did you always sense that you would be a great, like a better trainer maybe than a fighter, or what?
No, I never thought I would be a trainer, but you know, I'm just saying that I could have been a better fighter because, first of all, I'm telling you on the real and Sugar Ray admitted it himself. He admitted it to me himself at the Hall of Fame right up there. That was just this year.
Yeah.
Was you up there? I think he was up there.
Yeah, I might have been.
Yeah. Sugar Ray said, "Yeah, I know." I said, he said, did I beat you fair and square? That's what Sugar Ray said.
Yeah.
I said, no, you didn't beat me fair and square. He said, why not? I said, because my hand was hurt. He said, well, that's not my problem. I said, it may not be your problem. But I say, my hand was hurt. I say, look, when you gotta fight with two hands. One hand can't get it. He said, yeah, I know. He said, I know exactly what hand it was. And he pointed to my hand what hand it was. You know why? Because he knows his hand didn't keep rocking it. You know he kept getting hit with a jab all night long. But he knew that this hand right here was hurt. And it was hurt.
Now, when Floyd, your son Floyd was born, how special of a moment, how was that for you? You know, like, and did you know he was going to be a fighter? What was that like?
That was, you know, I wanted my kids to be a fighter from day one. Because I was fighting, and, you know, then I went down there and, you know, I was training Roger too, you know, teaching him how to fight too, but that was my baby, so that's the difference between Roger and my baby. I trained Lil Floyd all the way. I taught him how to, you know, that was my baby, man. I used to push him every day in the stroller. Every day. I did. People would tell you that. Right now, every day I'm pushing Lil Floyd down the stroller. And down Division Street, that's the largest street in Grand Rapids. It's the dividing street. Divide the west side from the east side.
Yeah.
So,
was he a natural? Like, even though he started very young, you just saw so much natural raw talent in him?
I saw it when he was a kid. See, I caught it early. That's why I caught it early when he was a kid, because just the thing I was doing, man. He was, you know, every day I boxed with him. He used to hit the doorknob, pop, 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 pop. Hit the door, upcuts, hooks, right hand. I mean, you know, that I started seeing what he was doing, man. He was going to the gym with me every day. He go to the gym with me because he wanted to go to the gym. He see me with my equipment, man. He want to go. I take him. Every day I pick him up sometime and let him hit the speed bags, and he could hit the speed bag. He started learning how to. He was hitting the speed bag early. You know, when little kids could hit the speed bag, he can hit it. He hit the big bag, and I taught him early, man, in the game.
Given the fact that he was your blood, he was your son, did that make it different from training just like a regular fighter, you know?
Oh yeah, it made it different. That's why he's where he's at today. Mm-hmm. Because he's my son.
Okay.
That's why he's where he's at today, because he's my son, and I was intending for him to get where he's going to get. I was telling people, and you can get, you ain't just got to get it from me. You can get it from the barber shop we used to go to. I told them, I said, look, my son gonna be the best in the world. Everybody say that. Right. Well, I told him what I believe. I believe it. I saw something, and I believe what I saw, and I believe in what the young man, because Lil Floyd, man, when he was young, man, I mean, like 7 and 8, man, he can run 2 or 3 miles, man. I mean, you know, I'm just saying that was kind of tough for a little kid to do. Lil Floyd can run a long ways, man. When he was a little kid, man, I mean, especially when he got older, like when you're talking about, like when he won the National Golden Glove stuff. He used to run with me, man. I was a professional then, man. We run from my house, man, to way out South Division, man, long ways.
Yeah. Now, Floyd, he had this, you know, tremendous amount of success, all the HBO pay-per-views, multiple championships, a lot of money. Do you have a sense of pride in that you helped kind of to create that, and that you were the foundation of that?
Look, man, I did that. I created my own son, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with my, you know, I'm not taking nothing away from my brother or nothing like that, but I created that, period.
Gotcha.
I mean, all right. So I'm the one that trained my son. My son know how to fight very well before he got here. He was fighting like a professional before he got here. Had nothing to do with that. Lil Floyd was, I told people what Lil Floyd was going to do, and he did everything that I said. And you know what? He was just like, he was my son. I worked with him diligently. Lil Floyd already knew how to fight when he got here. Nobody taught Lil Floyd how to fight. Lil Floyd knew how to fight. And fight good, very good.
Okay.
So the professional thing was just a matter of him getting the fights and continue to learn by being in the ring with, just being in the ring with different spouts. You know, that right there was the only thing that was different about Lil Floyd learning. I mean, because when, you know, anybody, we all learn when we fight opponents and stuff, you learn. So, Lil Floyd, he was already ready to take over the world. When I was in prison, I was in prison back in '93. I went there and Lil Floyd, he called me, asked me about send him notes and stuff for different things that we used to do, and I just, you know, I send him notes and stuff, and you know, he came and visited me a couple of times when I was in prison. You know, but he was out here in Vegas.
Was it hard being away from him when you were in prison? What was that? What were those times like?
Very hard, man. You know, it was, you know, you do something, man, and you think you got it going on, and you know, a lot of things that happen, man, deteriorated. A lot of things that happen, and I'm not saying that it's my son's fault, and I'm not saying that, and I'm not just saying it's my fault, because a lot of things that I did it for my son to have it better. You know, I didn't just, you know, I wanted my son to be on top. I want my son to be on top. And I had, and I really worked to get him where he had to go. And I was in prison. And, you know, and that was one of my toughest and hottest thing, you know, seeing my son on prison, you know, in the Olympics. You know, they let me see, you know, they let me stay up a little bit later to see my son. You know, so I think I got a chance to see at least a couple of his fights anyway. You know, but whatever it was, I think that, you know, my son won the bronze. I think it would have been no doubt, no question about it if I was out that my son would have won the gold. There would have been no doubt in my mind.